Welcome to the Pete White Show on Sunday night, March the 1st, 8 p.m. with snow going outside. Please be careful. Tonight's show is brought to you by the National Organization for Women, NOW. I'm going to get right to it today. Some people had texted me during the week about the boxing match and John Stahl. The text basically said, who the hell is John Stahl? And I thought that's a really good question. Because, all I knew is that my producer said he was talking smack, so I kind of looked in to find out who is this guy. And my understanding is that he was on the football team at Lycoming College. I've been told he wore one of those duplicate numbers, and that his claim to fame at Lycoming College is his drinking ability, that he was great at beer pong. So the suggestion is that instead of having a boxing match for charity, that maybe we should have, some kind of beer pong match for charity. That would give John a little better chance. The only problem is I'm not that big of a drinker, so I don't think I would be much competition for him. So he may have me at that, if that's a sport. But once again, if you want to keep on talking smack, John, get in the ring. You don't even have to lose any of that weight. And don't blame me for calling you portly. Look in the mirror. Anyhow, basically we got one more week left before I got to pull back my deposit. So here's your opportunity, Mr. John Stahl, whoever the heck you are. My understanding is that you want to get in the ring with me and raise some money for charity, so make sure you contact me or my producer, 570-244-6600. Okay, some news this week. Had our first Democrat announce that she's running for mayor, and that is Emily Gale. Emily mentioned a few things I thought were pretty good in her speech during her press conference. She said that she thought that the public safety director should be brought back as a position, that it should not be left on just the mayor. She thinks because of, take care of crime and codes and fire, that we should bring back a public safety director. I think that makes a lot of sense because whatever's going on right now doesn't seem to be working. She also thinks we need to bring trust back to the position of mayor. I agree with that. She'd like to make city government more transparent. That makes a lot of sense. She thinks too many things are going on behind closed doors with these executive orders instead of being in the open and letting city council know what the mayor's doing. She also thinks that people should be made aware of what's going on through social media, that we need to bring ourselves into the 21st century, that we need to communicate with the community. And that makes a lot of sense to me since many people do a lot of things on social media. I mean, it's just about everybody has a cell phone, right down to kids that are only 10 years old. Okay? She wants to have a community council and a youth council. I think those are both good ideas. And she wants to work with both councils to try to improve things in Williamsport because, as I always say, Williamsport, we are family. Now, to get to our main topics of the day, there are four of them. First of all, Bill Hall. There was another news report this week that Bill Hall, that someone filed a civil suit against him for some type of sexual harassment. And I found that a little bit curious for a few reasons. Number one is that if Bill actually did something wrong, wouldn't you think that the DA would charge him with a crime? It seems to me that, if the DA doesn't charge him with a crime, there must not be a whole lot of evidence out there. And then looking a little bit deeper into this civil suit, which, by the way, the difference between a civil suit and a criminal suit, your liberty is at issue. In other words, you could be imprisoned, whereas a civil suit is about money. And in this case, I guess the DA decided that there wasn't enough evidence or no crime was committed here, so the DA did not charge City Council President Bill Hall with a crime. However, a private citizen is suing Bill Hall for money. And interestingly enough, I believe that the last name of the attorney for that person is Campana. So Bill Hall is running for mayor on the Republican ticket in the primary in May, and he's being sued by somebody right before the primary, and that person's attorney has a last name of Campana. I find that a little bit interesting. If anybody out there can explain that to me, when it comes time to text Pete straight, 570-244-6600, let me know what's going on there. Because like I said, anybody can say just about anything, and if Bill did something wrong, it's been said that you can indict a ham sandwich. So there should have been no trouble getting an indictment against someone who did something wrong. and apparently that can't be done around here. So, I think this is probably a bunch of baloney. All right, second issue from this week. Old Lycoming Township Police Chief William Solomon is campaigning and running for district judge, magistrate. And 1 block from his police station, Susquehanna Bank was robbed this week. Now, I live in Old Lycoming Township, and the Susquehanna Bank that was robbed was in Old Lycoming Township on the corner of Lycoming Creek Road and Mill Lane, and that is located just off of Green Avenue, 1 block from the Old Lycoming Township Police Station. So here's my question. Is Police Chief William Solomon spending too much time campaigning and not enough time protecting the public? I mean, geez, 1 block from the police station and someone can come in there and rob a bank waving a gun? I wish I would have been there because, I don't understand this. Who's protecting the public? I did see him drive across the street from my house this week and knock on my neighbor's door, and then, in his regular car, not a police vehicle, and then get back in his car and drive away, and that was in the middle of the afternoon, and apparently this bank robbery took place at 2:30 in the afternoon. So I'm wondering, is he doing any work? Is he protecting the public? Is he campaigning? And it's not safe 1 block from the police station? 1 block in the other direction from the police station is Williamsport Area Little League, 3 fields, a minor league field, a major league field, and a t-ball field, and also West End Babe Ruth League. There's a bunch of kids there in the summer. So that makes me worry because, I have 2 sons who play for Williamsport Area Little League, and I have a son who just got done playing for West End Babe Ruth. And boy, if they can't be safe within 1 block of Old Lycoming Township, the new Old Lycoming Township residents, we need to do something about this. And I don't think the right thing to do is to give them a promotion and make them magistrate. That makes no sense to me at all. And I'm kind of concerned for our safety. Once again, if anybody disagrees with me on that or has any points to make, when it comes time for text Pete Straight, 570-244-6600, and give me your thoughts about William Solomon. Now, next thing, this is another safety matter or police matter. A few months back, a Loyalsock Township woman shot and killed her boyfriend. Not her husband. She was married at the time, but it wasn't her husband that she shot and killed. She shot and killed her boyfriend. And what I would like to know right now is, why hasn't she been arrested? We're talking about someone who shot and killed somebody. And a man, Ty Kimball, was shot and killed, and as far as I know, there have been no arrests, and everybody knows who shot and killed him. So what I would like to know, once again, with Pete White, set me straight, text me straight, 570-244-6600. What's going on out there? I know there have been people that were prosecuted this fall and this winter that claimed self-defense, and they still had to go to trial. Just because this woman claims self-defense, no one arrests her? I don't quite understand that. The DA's office in Lycoming County is prosecuting people for summary offenses that aren't traffic offenses, and yet we all know who shot Ty Kimball, and is there any justice for him or his family? That's all I'd like to know. What's going on? What's going on out there, Eric Linhart? People are getting shot and killed, and there's no arrests because of the claim of self-defense, but other people are spending time in Lycoming County Prison awaiting trial on self-defense, including a Jersey Shore man that's been in there for over 1.5 years. I don't understand this. I want to know what the differences in the case are. I looked up a couple differences in the case, and in both cases there was a male victim, but the perpetrator in the 2 cases did have some things differently. There was a male perpetrator in Jersey Shore, a female perpetrator in Loyalsock Township, a black perpetrator in Jersey Shore, a Caucasian or white perpetrator in Loyalsock Township. What is going on around here? We know who shot somebody, and is there any justice for this man or his family? I don't understand. I just don't understand what's going on. But yet you're using ADAs, assistant district attorneys, to prosecute summary offenses in front of magistrates. I don't quite understand that. I just really don't. Okay. And then to our last topic here before we set Pete straight, and that is that a week and a half ago there was a shooting where a man was taken to Williamsport Hospital And my understanding from the Sun Gazette was he died on the operating table, which is very sad. My question there is, the Williamsport Police, has anyone been arrested on this? Anyone been brought to justice? I mean, I think my children live 1 block from where this occurred. That has me very worried. They live in the East End, and I'm very concerned that people can murder somebody. And do we have any leads? I mean, what's going on out there? I'd like to know. Have there been any press conferences? I know when there was a police officer shot earlier this year up in the Poconos, there was a press conference a couple times a day to let us know where things stand. Well, what about Williamsport? We have 1 murder so far this year, and where's the update from the city police letting us know where things stand? I mean, I understand that the victim was not a policeman, but he's still a human being. And once again, what are the differences between these two people? This person who got shot and killed was not a policeman, and the person in the Poconos was a policeman. What's the differences here? I want to hear from the public. 570-244-6600. Okay, I do have a text here, so it's now time for Text Pete Straight, 570-244-6600. First text, William Solomon, a.k.a. William Boney, a.k.a. Billy the Kid, Snaburger. Snaburger, I guess you just wanted to make a comment, no problem. I do know that William Solomon is very, very thin, that's for sure. Okay, here we go. There's something on the Loyalsock Township gun death. Pete, you act like you're God. Sherry was getting abused, and it was his gun. He was going to kill her, Michelle. Well, that sounds to me like what she's saying here is self-defense, and that may very well be. But who's deciding self-defense? Is Eric Linhart deciding self-defense? Is a jury deciding self-defense? That's a good question. It seems to me, like I said, Eric Linhart has people for summary offenses, and then someone gets killed, and he has some people claim self-defense and go to jail and sit there for 1.5 years before they have a trial, and other people don't spend 1 second in jail. I just want to know the difference. How about a press release from the DA's office on this, or from the police department? Like I said, when a policeman got shot, we were kept updated twice a day. But we have other people that, males who get shot, and, we don't even get an update for weeks and weeks and months. Another comment on this. Ty be here all the time. Speak facts, Peter White. Well, is that a fact? Also, I know this is a kind of a moral community. Ty was not her husband, right? Ty was her boyfriend. Didn't she live with her husband? What was she getting together with someone that was beating her for? I don't understand. But anyhow, I feel bad for the woman because she shot somebody. But on the other hand, I also feel bad for the victim because he got shot and died. I'm just wondering, where's the justice out there for him and his family? Sure would like to hear from somebody in charge. Like I said, a press conference would be nice. Text Pete Straight, 570-244-6600. Okay, let me move on. We'll move on to my civics lesson while we're waiting for some more texts here. Okay, civics lesson for today. And as you know, I always say Pete the repeat. Most important thing is to make sure that you vote. Make sure you register. Register and vote. Get down to voter registration. Call voter registration. See what you need to do to register and vote. Registration, I think it stops on around April the 19th for a May 19th primary. So make sure you get it done. Do it on Monday tomorrow. And also, today's civics lesson is this. You can make a difference. All you have to do is try. My producer and I started this show hoping to make a difference. And I think a few things have changed. With regard to Williamsport Area School District, they did interview 2 local people after we called on them to do so, when they originally didn't interview any local people for the football job. The judges of Lycoming County recused themselves on my case. Joy the Toy McCoy, I filed some papers for her to recuse herself on the case, and she refused, but then President Judge Butts decided to recuse all the judges. So I'm not sure if that means that she disagrees with Joy the toy, but it does seem like that was the right thing to do because Joy should not be doing this case. So I think our show does make a difference. And also, my understanding is that the mayor is about to make an announcement or has made an announcement about spending some money cleaning up the streets. And that was something we also called out on the show. So the point is that you can make a difference. If you see something that's not right, try to change it. Text me, 570-244-6600. And let me take a look into things. My producer, Steven, loves doing research. He makes the big bucks to do it. I need to give him things to do. Okay, so remember what I said out there. Make sure you can make a difference. All you have to do is try, or you can text me, 570-244-6600, so I can look into things that need changed in Williamsport or Lycoming County. Thanks, Peter White. Williamsport Police does not solve murder cases. You are so right, Todd. I do know that we have some outstanding murder cases, which is really disappointing. Todd, I do agree with you there, and it's really sad. Like I said, I have a little personal concern here because my understanding is that this murder took place about a block from where my children live, and that really has me concerned. Okay, I got another one here. Bill Hall has no chance against Gabe. Gabe runs our city like the mob, and you can't beat the mob. Lou. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I do know that Gabe runs the city like he's the king and doesn't have to check with anybody. I mean, he's supposed to have checks and balances from city council and from the court system, but it seems to me that you're right. He does things with executive orders, or he just goes out and does them, and I think that's something that needs to stop. And that's why people need to register and vote, and in the Republican primary, get out there and vote for Bill Hall, and the Democrats need to get out there and vote in the Democratic primary. Okay, here we got another one. Who should be the new district attorney? Do you think you would actually do a better job? You quit being a lawyer. How would you run Lycoming County? Cindy. Well, first of all, I'm kind of biased in this case, but I do think I would do a much better job. And I did not quit being a lawyer. I just don't practice law. I'm still a lawyer. I went to law school. I went to Georgetown Law School, and I still am a lawyer. I just don't practice law. But I do think that there is somebody out there that is very, very capable of being our next district attorney. And as far as I know, he hasn't announced yet, or she hasn't announced yet. But when that person does, I'll give you the information. Okay. Okay, next one. Thanks, Peter White. Oh, this is one I already had. I'm sorry. This is just a repeat. Somebody sent it to me twice. Okay. Once again, the text lines are open. Oh, here we go. Here's a new one. John Stahl versus Peter White. Lyco Warrior versus Yale. You have no chance, Peter. Only if this was an education battle. Ha ha. Love your show. Dan. Dan, appreciate the fact that you like the show. I'm not picking on Cummings' education, but my understanding is that this guy was not, great in school and wasn't much of a football player. My understanding is that he was good at throwing back the beers. So I guess he'd be good at beer pong, but that's not my challenge. My challenge is for a boxing match for charity. So, John, if you're out there, I sure would like to hear from you. It seems to me that you're talking smack, but then when somebody calls you out, you don't even get back to them. So, Dan, hey, thanks for the comment. I appreciate it. I think it would be a good boxing match. John's a little portly, but he'd have plenty of time to lose some weight. Okay, now let's go to C. Okay, here's another one. I would love to talk about Williamsport sports, girls basketball. They get beat by 40 points all season long. Chris. Williamsport girls struggled this year, and I was a little surprised by that. I only went to one game. It was against Altoona, who's generally a pretty good team. They beat us in double figures, but we were competitive. The one thing I was surprised about is, boy, the last names for all the starting lineup were very familiar names in Williamsport athletics from the past. So I was surprised we didn't have a little bit better season. Now, I know we had some injury problems, but that's no excuse. I mean, we got a huge school up there, and when someone goes down, the next person needs to rise to the occasion. So, I am disappointed. Like I said, the names of the last names of the players that started for Williamsport High this year, were well-known names in the city of Williamsport and Williamsport School District. So I'm surprised we didn't do a little better in wins and losses. And losing by 40 I mean, that's no good. I mean, we should be competitive with everybody that we play. So I am a little disappointed about the major sports at the high school. Like I said, the football season below par, boys basketball season below par, girls basketball season below par. Not sure about the wrestling season. I was hoping somebody was going to text me or my producer about that. And then also, of course, we have baseball coming up in the spring. Hopefully, Coach Twig can turn things around for Williamsport High baseball. Which brings me to our shout-outs. Okay, first of all, as always, shout out to my paisans in Brooklyn. Can't wait to see you guys again. Looking forward to our meeting in Williamsport, which is coming up real soon. Also, Williamsport proud. Can't forget about Williamsport proud. As I always say, Williamsport, we are family. Coach Cruz and Williamsport football program, good luck. Let's make those words into actions. Coach Twig, same thing. I know you like getting on social media. I see the baseball page. People should visit that if you're interested in Williamsport baseball. Coach Twig generally has a message on a daily basis. That must be the newfangled way to coach. You know, I'm old school. I usually just talk to people in person. Okay, let's not forget H-Block, Totally Mental. And I got another text here. Why do you lower yourself to personal insults? Also, why is everything a boxing match? You do know that most people don't box, right? Why would a non-boxer want to fight you? Well, first of all, it's not a fight. It's a boxing match. And I'm not sure what you mean by personal insults. I mean, it seems to me that it's not an insult when it's the truth. You know, the truth is a defense. So I'm not sure what you mean by personal insults, and I don't mean to make any personal insults. I'm just telling you what me and my producer's research found. And like I said, I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be about boxing, but that is something that I do. I mean, I don't think that John wants to play me in basketball, and I certainly don't want to play him in beer pong. You know what I mean? Like, apparently that's his specialty. So I thought we would do something that's athletic, that doesn't have anything to do with basketball or with beer pong. You know, boxing is something that's pretty interesting. People like that. I know that when Mayor Campana got the hockey team to come here, it seemed to me that most people went to the hockey matches to watch the fights. I mean, I went to 2 of the hockey games or matches, whatever they're called, with one of my sons, and as soon as 2 people dropped their gloves, all the fans started going crazy, cheering. I don't think there was much cheering going on during the match, but I know there was a lot of cheering going on when 2 guys decided to square off. So I thought that might be interesting, because remember, it's raising money for charity. And I'm not sure if beer pong is really a spectator sport. Oh, portly. You're saying that portly is an insult? I don't think so. I mean, I consider myself a little bit portly. I mean, I was a solid 195, and I've gained some weight in February here. But portly, that's a description. I mean, if somebody said, hey, you know, if you saw a crime occur and someone said, hey, what did the person look like? I mean, you generally start with their gender, then you say their race, you know, their color, then you say how tall they are, then you say how much they weigh, you know, and you give any marks or characteristics that stand out. I mean, portly is just a way to say, hey, the guy's a little bit, I don't know, it's a synonym with chubby, you know, could stand to lose a few. But anyways, I see you say thanks. I enjoy the show, and like I said, these are not meant to be personal insults. These are just meant to be observations. The Bear won't lose. No one will beat him. Tony G. Tony, I hope that you're wrong. But I suppose, you know, everybody has a right to their opinion. It depends on who votes. If people are upset enough with the mayor, with the mayor, then maybe they will, you know, they'll go out and vote. And when the Republican nomination comes around, could be Bill Hall. We'll see. Ask people to come up to the Magic Dome on Saturday at 5 o'clock to support Loyalsock boys in their first game of states versus Holy Cross. That's a great text right there. There's no name here, but a great text. Ask people to come up to the Magic Dome on Saturday at 5 p.m. to support Loyalsock boys in their first game of states versus Holy Cross. Very good text. Very good text. I guess I should have another shout out to all those wrestlers locally in Lycoming County and in the basketball teams that made the state tournament. I know Loyalsock was a district champion. I know St. John Newman was the district champion. Only had 1 loss all season, undefeated regular season. I think that's a terrific text. like I said, make sure you get out. I mean, it's still cold out there, but the playoffs are around. It's time for playoff basketball, playoff wrestling. You need to get out there and support your school. If you don't go to Loyalsock and your team is eliminated, like those of you from Williamsport, head up to the Magic Dome and support Loyalsock. Support St. John Newman. I mean, they're local teams with local kids. I certainly hope they've had great seasons already, and certainly hope they make it through the playoffs. It'd be nice to get another state championship in Williamsport. I know Loyalsock's done it twice in a row in baseball. Couple great football seasons this year. South, Jersey Shore, Montoursville, Loyalsock. Basketball seasons, St. John Newman, Loyalsock, terrific years. Jersey Shore had a new coach, had a terrific year this year, considering it was Coach Tagg's first year. Like I said, if someone would text me about wrestling, I would like that. Okay, now my producer's giving me the jumping jack signal over there, so we must be getting close to the end. Okay, this is from someone who mentions that don't you realize 80% of our city's crime and shootings are by blacks? And I asked him, I said that I don't realize that. Text me the citation of that fact. And it's been since February the 15th, and I have not gotten a citation. Like, where's the proof of that? So I would warn those people out there that it's not a good idea to make generalizations about races or colors unless you have some proof. And in this case, he's had 2 weeks and hasn't gotten back to me. So, give me a citation, then maybe I can agree with what you have to say. But if you're just making something up, can't agree with it. It's not your show. Anyhow, now it looks like we're about time here. So, one last text. How about Williamsport boys basketball? I wish we had a better year this year. Hopefully next year will be better. I mean, it seems to me that we should be reloading, not rebuilding. But we will talk about Williamsport boys basketball next week. That's one of the things that is on our show. Also, a couple quick updates. The local female attorney that I asked to come on to talk about life after divorce for those older people, I did call and leave a message, and I did write her a letter, and she hasn't gotten back to me yet. So I'm going to give her one more week. She's been divorced for quite some time, and she should be an expert on that. So, you know who you are out there. Get back to me and let me know, because, like I said, there's some older people that want to know more about life after divorce, people that have as much experience as you do. Also, next week, I have an invitation out there for a debate with Ms. Walker, who was on our show earlier. Got a debate with Jackie Walker. I guess she wants to throw some right crosses and some left hooks to stand up for things. And one of the things that I always like to say is, hey, women are equal to men, and they should be treated that way. And Jackie is very much for women's rights, but I think we have a disagreement about how to go about it. I think the way to go about it is to treat them equally, and it seems to me that she may think the way to go about it is to give them special privileges. And so we may hopefully we'll have a heated debate next week. Jackie, get in touch with me. You know the invitation is out there. Okay, now to our outro. Once again, Williamsport, we are family. Happy are those who dream great dreams and are willing to work hard enough to make them come true. Think about that, you young people out there. And like I said in the Civics 101 lesson, try to make a difference. You can make a difference. Just try. Think of ways to do it. Text me and I'll help you. Hey, I just got one more text here that just came in. Shout out to Coach Twig from FinDog. Good luck. Love the show, Pete. Thanks very much, and I appreciate it. Everybody have a good night. Be safe out there. I'm heading over to JP's for some late dinner and maybe an adult beverage. Good night.